What happens between scheduled activities, appointments, visible milestones often tells the real story of care. In this episode of Engagement and Connected Lives, Sylvia Cooper shares how caregiving is shaped by the moments no dashboard usually captures: the waiting, watching, advocating, adjusting, and hoping. I'm your host, Mukta Singh. Today, we are speaking with Sylvia Cooper about caregiving, hospital advocacy, recovery, and the invisible work that happens between formal care moments. Can you share a little about your journey when you were caring for a loved one?
Yes. The first journey began in 2009 when my husband, out of the blue, literally, he had seen the cardiologist that day and they said low risk for heart disease. And we flew to our cabin up in the remote area of Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
And he had a massive heart attack that night.
Oh dear, yeah.
And we were in the middle of nowhere. There wasn't ambulance service. So we had to put him in the car and take him to a small hospital. And then he was transferred via ambulance to a hospital about 400 miles away. So I was with him in the same clothes I had flown in. I had my purse, and that was it. Oh, and I took his wallet. So we had his wallet with all his insurance cards. And that's very important. You need to have all of those cards with you because I was allowed back then to ride in the ambulance. So basically, I was 400 miles away from our cabin, no clothes, no toiletries, no medicines, and no car. To think not only about his journey, what care he was getting, but so that you've got things. I couldn't go to the pharmacy for him. It's really quite a challenge. But thankfully, friends drove down and picked me up. My sister flew in, and bottom line, he did very well. And he did very well until 2022 when he went in for a very small procedure. And that was the longest 8.5 hours because they kept telling me they didn't think he was going to make it. That Michael basically was in the hospital for 60 days. He was in a coma for 12 days. And with them telling me that he's not going to make it. So I was in his room. I thought I'd heard to talk to him. So I talked, I read books, I put radio. He loves music, early music. I had some of our recorded music on my phone and put it by his ear. And he thinks he remembers the music. I remember a lot. And hospitals now, you have to be the patient's advocate. But you were dealing with a different hospitalist every 6 days or so. So you'd have to start all over again with your story. He had a stroke during all of that episode when he was in a coma. You have to, as I said, you've got to be his advocate because he couldn't talk. He could squeeze my hand and he could kind of smile. I chose to believe he knew me, whether or not he did. But again, for my own self, I needed to know that he saw me. And during all of that time, I didn't want to leave him. And think about yourself. You have to have some rest. So anyway, now he's back in the room and there's such a nursing shortage. I literally changed the sheets someday. I fed him, I cleaned him, bathed him, and that surprised me that I had to do that much, literally hands-on caregiving, the breathing exercises. We did that, puzzles, things that were trying to get his mind back to working again. At the same time, the house still goes on, chores. And I think people realize the caregiving goes more than just patients' immediate needs. I had no food in the house. It was a strange time for 60 days. And then obviously he did well. He survived. They call him literally the miracle man. So he came on home, but then you've got the caregiving at the house. Fully, the year before, we'd had the carpet removed from the bedroom. We had hardwood floors, and this is something people don't realize. You can't roll a wheelchair over throw rugs. He was so weak. They have home health, but they don't come that often. After he came home, we had another probably 6 weeks of therapy. Then what you have to do is get him into the car with the wheelchair to go to the rehab, lifting the wheelchair into the back. It was so fatiguing mentally. You worry so much. It's like a newborn. I would listen for his breathing. The sound of the equipment is like PTSD. Yeah, it did, and it still does. His retina is damaged, so he needed help seeing things. He still has limitations, so he still needs help on certain things. He's doing so well.
Yes.
The other thing that I found interesting, at the end of the stay, it was like a faucet turned off, and one of the social workers came in and said, "Your husband has to go home." And I sure wasn't prepared for a nursing home. It took 3 conference calls over the period of probably 5 days to get him admitted to the hospital in-house rehab. It is gut-wrenching for the social worker to hand you a piece of paper that has a list of nursing homes. So there's help out there, it's just hard to find those sources of help.
So, how did this experience change you personally?
I don't let him out of my sight too much. I was always a bit of a worrier when you're running errands and you hang on by your fingernails, is all I can say. It is a journey. It is, and you try not to cry in front of him. That was the other thing. You're doing so well. You're going to get better. You ate 2 bites. You trying to be positive. The first time he took a step, but that first step, that first bite, he was able, it's a big deal. It's baby steps, and you have to really appreciate those baby steps.
And throughout this journey, you're reading to him, music that you played for him. How did all that engagement give you more hope?
Because I was hopeless, whether it was working or not, it made me feel like I was doing something. I was helping him. But yeah, you feel so helpless. Yeah. And when he does something positive, you have to celebrate. I can't tell you what it does to you.
Quite a tough journey. So, kudos to both of you.
Thank you.
If there is one simple thing that you would want to give away to other caregivers in these tough situations to stay engaged and stay positive,
Don't give up your hope. You have to hang on that it's going to be a better day. Celebrate the small steps, because without hope, it'll affect not only you, but the patient. Find that small thing and celebrate it long.
Thank you for sharing such an incredible story, such an intimate story of both of you in this journey. Sylvia's story reminds us that engagement is not only what happens at scheduled moments, it is continuity of presence, advocacy, small signs, and support in between. Thank you for joining Engagement and Connected Lives. Until next time, live vibrant and stay connected.